Hi everyone, it's Joanne here from Everyday Alignment, and today I wanted to talk more about the money energy and in particular around the energy that you're giving out when you're spending money. Now, sometimes we can spend money, like say we're treating ourselves to a meal, we're treating ourselves to an outfit, or some sort of personal gift or a gift for someone we love, and it can feel like a really lovely experience. We feel great when we're handing our money over, and we really feel that we're getting kind of that value in exchange. But there are other times when we can hand over our money and we don't really want to. Something needs fixing, if we need something for the home, that we didn't necessarily want to spend our money on, if we have to spend out unexpected money that we hadn't planned for at the beginning of the month and we hadn't budgeted for, things like that. So there's sometimes that you can spend money and it doesn't feel like a really positive experience, okay? But we can actually change our energy around this just by thinking about it all very differently, because money in itself doesn't really exist. When you look at paper money, it's just paper with, a picture and some writing on, and we just see that as a form of value. It's been created in modern society. It used to be chickens, cows, and crops that people would use to exchange value. Now it's physical money, okay? And most money is actually digital. So it's, numbers that you'll see when you're looking up your banking and things like that on a mobile. So money itself doesn't really exist. It's that exchange of value that exists in whatever form. So if you think of it in that way, it really does change that energy about it. And also, we can get to this stage when we're feeling that lack, that we just want to kind of hoard our money, that we want to save it and just like squirrel it away. But really, hoarding money can be as bad as kind of overspending money that we don't have, because money is energy and energy has to flow. Energy has to circulate and go round. It's an even exchange of in and out, just like the ebb and flow of life. And I think this is a real important thing to kind of get our heads around. And I've got like just 3 ways that I've just written down here that I think can totally change the way that you feel when you're out spending money, okay? And the first one is to consider the people that you're blessing. Now, I do this a lot, especially if I'm handing over physical money, because it just feels good to do this. So let's say you're going into the grocery store and you're just going to get your groceries for the week or whatever. And, as you go through that checkout and you pay the person, as you hand over your money, silently bless them, bless that money, because you're helping to circulate and flow your money so that people in that store are also able to live, abundant lives. So your money is contributing to those people receiving their wages. It's contributing to all sorts of things. I mean, if you take groceries as an example, it's not just the people that you're paying at the checkout either. It's not just their wages. It's also things like the people that produce the food, the farmers that produce the fresh fruit and vegetables that we're so blessed to be able to have access to whenever we need them. And all the things that go on behind the scenes to kind of create that experience of you being in that store and handing over your money, and just having that ability to spend and to bless other people with that money. And that can really feel so different, really changes the energy of how you feel when you're spending your own money. And that's a really great one to practice, and one that I do a lot. The second one is all about seeing money as very different. So instead of just handing your money over and just thinking, oh God, I don't really want to have to spend this money, see it as I am choosing to circulate this money, okay? Because we were talking about how energy needs to flow, and money is just a form of energy, a form of value exchange. So when you're putting money out there into the world, you are circulating that energy, okay? You're stopping the stagnation, you're keeping that flow going. And the more you circulate with a feeling of abundance and blessing other people, the more you're going to see that kind of flow back into your life. So that one is just like really key. And the last one is all about just considering, and this can blow your mind actually when you think about it. A bit like we said about the grocery store, you know, about the people that are behind the abundance that you're receiving. So the farmers that are producing your fruit and vegetables, the people that are producing your canned goods or anything else that you're buying in their store. Just consider what's gone into providing the things that you are buying. Just think about the number of people that are involved in that process of bringing that blessing to you and seeing it as a blessing. You know, the next time you fill your car up with fuel, just consider the amount of people it took to get that fuel that you're putting in your car. You know, the people that are actually sourcing that fuel, the amount of people that are employed to kind of, you know, get that fuel resource from the ground, the number of people that it takes to kind of run the fuel stations and things like that, all the technology that's gone into creating that fuel pump for you to put into your car, the blessing of actually having that car itself and having access to the fuel whenever we need it, okay? So instead of moaning about the fuel prices, because as you know, there's a lot that we can do. We can't control things like that. We can't control, you know, what's going on in the economy all of the time. We can only control our response to it and what we want to create. So by actually, you know, just feeling blessed for the amount of people that are providing you with this service or this, you know, event or this experience, whatever it is, it just feels so different. You know, if you just stop and think about that for a moment, the energy of that just feels so different than, oh, I don't really want to have to spend this. I don't really want to have to put £40 worth of petrol in my car this week. You know, it's just a whole new energy. So the more you put out there, the more you flow, the more you view this as abundance that you're circulating into the world, the more of this is going to just flow and circulate back to you. You know, and this is the way it should be. So next time you're out having a family meal, next time you're at the cinema or, you know, spending in the grocery store or buying your kids' uniforms or getting toiletries, whatever it is, just keep these three things in mind. The people you're blessing when you're actually handing over your money, you know, and what you're doing to their lives and helping them to live abundantly. The circulation and flow that you're creating just by, you know, spending your money, okay? It's not as an excuse to kind of overspend when you don't have it like to hand that day, but just a great energy thing to think of. And also consider what has gone into bringing you those experiences, those things, those events, anything else that you're enjoying in your life that, you know, when you stop and think about it, is all abundance, okay? So I hope that's helped you think a bit differently about your spending and just about the flow of money in general. And I'll be back soon with another video. So until then, you take very good care. Bye.